Hi everybody and welcome to another video. I'm trying to bring these weekly now. It may end up going back to bi-weekly depending on how busy I am, but hopefully I can get them weekly going forward. If you haven't watched one of these videos before, welcome for the first time, and I really hope you get a lot of value out of it. What I aim to do here is to talk about what's changing on the Office 365 platform. So I'm going to give you an update on the Message Center, so what incidents are currently occurring on my environment and what's recently been closed. We'll also look at the roadmap, so we get an idea of what Microsoft is currently rolling out on the platform and what they've recently launched. And also today I'm going to pick out a couple of news stories around the Power Platform, which is something I've wanted to bring into this for a while, but it's just finding time to bring together the news items that I can actually share with you, because they're not quite as nicely presented as the 365 content, so hopefully I can start to bring some of that in. Everyone is currently probably living in a certain sense of isolation at the moment with what's going on in the world, so hopefully we have plenty of spare time to sit and watch these videos. I really would appreciate it if you do watch these videos and you do find them helpful. Please do subscribe to my channel so you can hear that when they're available next, and please also give the video a like if you like it, and feel free to leave me comments. I want to make sure I'm engaging as many people as possible with this, so if you find this useful, please do share it around other people you think will be useful. Any consultant who's advising customers on the Office 365 platform should be watching this. Any IT managers or IT people and support users and businesses who are supporting Office 365 environments, you need to be knowing what's happening on the platform that you are giving to your users. If you don't, then how do you expect to know what are support issues and what are platform issues? So please, if you do find value, please share this far and wide. I've got a big ambition to hit 1,000 subscribers this year, so please do everything you can to help me do that. And if I get the interest and if I see that feedback, I can do these more and more often, and I can justify the time to do it. So we're going to jump straight in. Like I say, we will try and not keep you more than 15 minutes today, and let's see what we've got to share today. So if I just flip over to the right screen. So first of all, I've just got a couple of news stories and announcements around the Power Platform to share with you. So the first one is file attachments in approval flows. So this is something I don't know how I feel about this yet, but we'll see. I'm sure some people will love it. I'm not a great fan of bringing attachments back to emails and things, but we'll see how that goes down. But basically, if we do an approval flow in Power Automate, then we can actually attach files to that approval task now. So if we have a quick look through here, then we can actually attach these files into the approval task if we use Power Automate to actually to do the approvals. You can see here the screenshots gives you a quick view, and on your Outlook inbox, if you do your approvals through Outlook emails, then the attachments will be included there. Now this is useful if somebody needs to approve multiple documents at the same time, or maybe someone's outside the business, or some people just prefer file attachments rather than links, then it does give that extra ability. So options are always good, but it does feel like we are going back to attaching documents to emails when we should be sending links, but I'm sure that will be very useful to some people. We also have some updates on the gateway. So if you use the data gateway in your business for Power Apps or Power Automate, then there's a lot of admin features coming here. So we can actually manage all of our gateway servers, our gateway clusters, etc., through more controls in the Office 365 admin. We won't go into too much detail. It's pretty straightforward what it does. If you are managing large deployments of on-premises data gateway, then this is definitely going to be something of interest to you. I'd also like to just call out a webinar from Microsoft on April the 2nd. They will be promoting what's next for, we've got Power Automate and also Power Apps, but actually these two go through to the same event. They're just kind of customized for the blogs. So if you are interested in knowing what's new and what's coming for Power Automate and Power Apps, then please do go and register. It's April the 2nd at 8 a.m. Pacific time. And there is a register now button. You will notice that if you could access this via Power Automate or Power Apps, then it takes you to the same sign up page. So it is the Microsoft Business Applications virtual launch event. So if you are interested in the Power Platform, I highly recommend getting involved in there and going and registering for that. I will certainly be there myself. Okay. So a couple of small updates there. I'll try and bring you more of Power Platform if that's of interest. Please do let me know if you would like to see that, and I can put more time into finding it out. So let's just jump in now. Let's go into the message center and let's see what incidents are currently occurring on my own tenant. So yours may differ slightly, but it does give us an overview of what's going on the platform. Now it's very interesting following this over the last few days. Obviously the world is going through a change with more people working from home at the moment. So it's putting a lot more stress and strain onto Microsoft services. There are some posts and announcements out there saying that Microsoft is disabling some services, or not disabling, but toning back some services to allow more people onto the platform. So they're maybe straining at the seams slightly. So just some things to be aware of. If you do support your users and you see a few changes, just be aware it may not be you, it may be a platform change that's currently happening. Okay, so let's have a quick look. So we've got 6 current incidents in my own message center, and if we have a look at these, so what we've got here. Provisioning delays for multiple scenarios. So users and admins may experience delays when performing provisioning actions. Some service degradation here. So if you are deploying out users into groups and things like that, then we may be seeing some performance issues there. So it says delay, so it sounds like we can expect that these tasks will complete ultimately. But I think from what I read, they normally expect to occur within 24 hours, but might be taken up to 96 hours. So if you are having some issues there, then please do just bear that in mind. All admins receiving errors within the Security and Compliance Center. This has been hanging around for a little bit, to be honest. We've seen that a couple of times. So it looks like we've still got some issues here. All admins may be unable to address access requests for classic SharePoint online sites in the admin center. So if users are going in and requesting access to a SharePoint Classic site, then we might find that some admins are unable to approve or deny those access requests at the moment. That's been going on for a few days now. Skype for Business is currently experiencing poor audio and video quality. So again, you may receive some support requests saying that users are getting a subpar experience, and that's something that is known. That's been going on since the 17th of March, probably to do with capacity, probably to do with the number of people now using Microsoft Teams and Skype for Business for their remote working. So I'm not completely surprised at this. Microsoft Teams, some issues opening files, so users may be intermittently unable to open specific files in Microsoft Teams. That's been going on since the 9th of March. Hopefully we'll get that resolved soon. Exchange Online can't access Exchange Online Outlook client, so users may be unable to access the Exchange Online using the Outlook desktop client. Okay. 5 items have been closed in the last week. Bear in mind, this is now running from the 21st of March. I'm reporting because it was only a week ago when I last did this, so we're just looking at the last 7 days this time. All users were unable to view content in the Excel web access web part. So if you had the Excel web part on your SharePoint pages between the 24th and the 26th of March, then users may have been unable to view the content in those web parts. A subset of European users can't sign in or access Planner. That only went for about an hour, or not even an hour. So hopefully not a huge issue there. All admins can't enable DKIM for custom domains. So if you are using domain keys identified mail, you may have had some issues for about a day or half a day there. All admins seeing stale usage report information for Office 365 active user count and Teams usage. Again, we've seen these a few times. We've had quite a few reporting delays and stale information in these, so it seems to be a bit of an ongoing thing that keeps rearing its ugly head. So again, hopefully Microsoft gets this resolved shortly. And as we've just said, very similar delayed usage reports for Office 365. So not a terrible situation there, a few things to bear in mind. And then what we're going to do is we'll just jump into the roadmap now. So we've got a few changes on the roadmap. Now bear in mind, what we're looking at here is what's coming to the infrastructure and the platform soon, and what can you expect to see. Now the useful thing here is if you know what's recently been rolled out, if you know what's coming in the short term and what's coming in the longer term, again, as I said before, you're better supported, better able to support your users. So these are interesting to look at. What we'll look at are those items that have launched on the platform, so that means they should now be available to all tenants across the world. And then we'll look at what's currently rolling out, so that's the new items that over the last 7 days that have entered that rolling out phase status, and these are the items that you will see either already in your tenant or maybe within the next week, 2 weeks, month or 3 months, as long as it takes to roll out throughout the platform and get into that launch status. So not everyone may see these yet. And then the slightly longer term view is the in development items, and that's the stuff that Microsoft is currently working on, and we'll see that in some point in the future if they don't get cancelled. So if we just jump back to the screen, so we've got 2 cancelled items, 2 items have entered the launch status, and 3 items have entered the rolling out status, and 28 in development. Now bear in mind, this isn't the full set of items in these categories. These are the new items that have entered these categories over the last week. So if you are interested, you do need to watch this show every week or every other week when I put it out there, so you can get the full coverage of what's going on. This is meant to be a quick update to keep you in the loop, and you can go and look at the things that are of interest to you after the fact. So 2 items have been cancelled. Actually, they're not cancelled, they are duplicates of other items, so we'll probably see them somewhere. So Outlook for iOS, actionable contact, search answers, that's just a duplicate, and the same here for Android, so we'll probably see them elsewhere. So we have 2 items, 2 new items that have finished launching over the last week. And the first one is access to crucial events in advanced audit for across Office 365, GCC, and the DoD tenants. Store recordings in region storage when stream is not available in Go Local. So team meeting recordings are stored in Microsoft Stream Cloud Storage. Tenant admins have an option to go to the admin center to turn on off allow cloud recording setting for Teams meetings. Cloud recordings are currently not allowed or enabled for customers where stream service is not available in the corresponding Go Local region, but Microsoft have now, because it's launched, change the existing behavior by enabling allow cloud recording and turning it on by default. This change will store the recordings in the respective in-region data center, and this change will take effect beginning February 3rd, 2020, so that should now be available to everybody. They're the 2 items that have launched. So 3 items rolling out, 3 new items entered rolling out. There will be more rolling out at the moment, remember, as I just explained. So first one is for Azure AD, combined password reset and multi-factor authentication registration experience for end users. So users can register security info for multi-factor authentication and password reset in a single converged experience. I'm sure that will be helpful for the users, because that's something that can be very confusing to people who are not technically minded. Okay, Microsoft Identity Manager Graph Connector to manage guest access. So this feature enables IT to administrator manage identities for B2B guest access via app proxy to on-premises apps which require an on-premises account. That's a mouthful and difficult to say. Customers now have an approach for easily managing the lifecycle of those accounts across their on-premises forests. What else is rolling out? Shy header for modern SharePoint sites and hub sites. So modern SharePoint site and hub site header states will collapse upon scroll. You will see the header gets smaller when you begin to scroll down through the site to maximize the reading space on the page, giving viewers easier access to content. Okay. So we should see these appearing in your tenant imminently. Okay, in development. So 28 new items have entered the in development category. Okay, enhanced threat explorer. So guided hunting enhancements with delivery status, location policy override, data support and email investigations, and also they've added remediation actions from the threat explorer and advanced malware and phish detonation details. Microsoft Teams is getting multi-window chat. So users will be able to pop out individual teams chat conversations into a separate window to help them streamline their workflow. This will be useful. Sometimes I want to have a certain chat persistent on my desktop and staying there, something we used to do obviously with Skype for Business, so I think this will be quite welcome. SharePoint sites, audience targeting, insight navigation. This will be useful, so we'll be able to use the site navigation and target those links to specific users. So maybe departmental users see certain links and other departments see different links. That will be useful and handy. Office 365 data loss prevention treats files that are sensitive by default until fully scanned. So DLP will be able to treat files in SharePoint Online and OneDrive for Business as sensitive by default, and therefore block external access until the file has been fully scanned for sensitive information. I think that makes sense. Definitely we want to err on the side of caution with these things, and the problem is because this stuff isn't immediate, there is a certain amount of time that our information may be leaked before it gets fully scanned. So I think this makes sense and probably should be the default action, so I like they're doing this. Auto remediation with enhanced playbooks, so auto remediation of threats with additional playbooks and deeper integration with Microsoft Cloud App Security and Azure Active Directory, and there will be additional remediation capabilities made available in guided threat hunting scenarios. Outlook on the web, option to show declined events. Okay, here we go. So Microsoft have paused development on this feature until the summer. Outlook is adding an option to allow the user to show their calendar events they have declined. So we may see some delays to that. Looks like that's coming through the start of next year. I do apologise if I'm a bit sniffly. I promise I don't have the dreaded virus that's going around. I do have some hay fever at this time of year. So I apologise if I'm a bit off. Microsoft Stream, enhanced analytics for videos is coming. Open in review mode in Word Online, so users can now choose to share Word documents with the new Open in Review mode option, and when enabled, recipients can only open the Word file in the Word app with the reviewing mode enabled. While in reviewing mode, users can suggest changes using the track changes feature and make comments, but they may not make untracked changes. That will be useful. I do a lot of this kind of stuff, especially on contract negotiations with customers. Outlook for iOS is getting natural language search. Outlook for Android is getting natural language search. Microsoft Compliance Score and Compliance Manager changes in public preview. So there's a lot of changes coming here. I'm not going to read all of these. If this is something that's of interest to you, then please feel free to go and check that out on the roadmap. Allow user to override locked file to delete. So users are unable to delete a document because if they had it opened in another tab on a different computer, or because someone else had it open and forgot about it, effectively locking the document. This feature allows you to override that lock and delete a WXP file when someone or yourself has it open, whether intentionally or not. This will be useful. This is something I've fought with many times. I know a lot of my customers have as well, so sometimes try and open a file from SharePoint but it won't let you, and you can't figure out where it's opened, so that is going to be very welcome. Exchange Monitoring Preview. So Exchange Monitoring focuses on monitoring data from your user's location to Office 365 Cloud Service. Incidents and advisories that impact your end-to-end experience are surfaced here, and you can look at near real-time signals per scenario to infer the impact. Outlook for iOS, suggested people and actionable search results. Outlook for Android, same thing. SharePoint Admin, Modern Term Store. I'm excited to see this. We use Term Store quite a lot. So use the updated Term Store to create and manage terms and term sets in SharePoint to enter data consistently. The new experience within the SharePoint Admin Center makes it easier to manage your company's taxonomy and content types. And there's more information here. This is something we'll take more on. In fact, let's just load it up now and see. I'm not sure if this is just a new UI to the term set or if they're actually making changes under the hood to the fundamental operation of it. It's not really been changed or edited for quite some time, so let's just have a quick look. Okay, some more. What about migration tools, some updates, Okay, I'm not saying very much about term set here. Okay, we'll have a look into that, and maybe we'll come back to that one next week and have a look. But I think that would be very, very useful to see. Let's move on. Outlook for iOS, actionable calendar search answers. Seen a lot around actionable messages, so you can see this lots. Same for Android. Microsoft Search in Windows 10. So Microsoft are bringing Microsoft Search to the Windows 10 search box. So Microsoft Search is an enterprise search experience that increases productivity and saves time by delivering more relevant search results to your organization. So I think what this means is that when you do a search on your desktop, instead of just searching your local computer, it's going to bring in search results from Microsoft 365 as well, sort of your SharePoint, your OneDrive, your Teams content as well. That would be really useful, bringing it more into more of a rich experience. Outlook for iOS, meeting insights on the search page. So a new carousel on the search homepage will include quick access. Access to with files and Microsoft, you need to sort out some of the English on these updates. I mean, it doesn't take much, it's one sentence. A new carousel on the search homepage will include quick access to files and conversation threads that are relevant to the meetings on your calendar for the coming week. New feature, Microsoft Forms, specific user sharing for collaboration. So specific user sharing for collaboration is a new Office 365 feature that allows form owners to collaborate with specific users or security groups. This allows the creation of specified co-authors that can help design the form and view, analyze response data, and allow form owner to keep the collaboration locked down much further than using the existing collaboration styles. So update to sharing links for people with existing access. So Microsoft are updating the people with existing access links that the user can obtain when sharing to redirect recipients to the OneDrive file previews instead of directly downloading the file. SharePoint lists rename Flow to Automate. So as announced at Microsoft Ignite 2019, Microsoft has renamed Microsoft Flow to Power Automate. So in SharePoint lists, that terminology is going to be updated to provide more consistency. SharePoint lists and libraries, automate flows can run on individual items. So instead of just triggering a flow on a full SharePoint list, you'll be able to trigger a flow from a specific item. That'd be really useful for things like collect signatures or do approval or review, that kind of thing. So that'd be good. Microsoft Search in classic SharePoint sites. So so I spoke about Microsoft Search before, so that's now going to be surfaced in classic SharePoint sites rather than traditional SharePoint Search. Staged user rollout to Azure AD Cloud Authentication. So migrate users, or migrate users from federated authentication to Azure AD Cloud Authentication in groups or phases and manage from the Azure AD portal. Microsoft Stream, public APIs. So enable basic programmatic capabilities for Microsoft Stream via APIs. Okay, and the last one, auto mapping on mailbox full access. So customers can enable auto mapping when assigning full access permissions to cross-premises mailboxes in Exchange Hybrid deployment. So there we have it. They are all the updates that we have on the environment in the Office 365 platform over the last week. I am going to try my hardest to do these sessions once a week. Hopefully that means I can keep it to more 15 minutes, although we have been talking about 23, 24 minutes today. I'm trying to keep them shorter, I promise. But I'll close it down there. I hope that's useful. Please do feedback to me if you find it useful or if you want to see the format change in any way. Feedback does help me make sure I can deliver videos that are beneficial to you. But for now, everybody, please keep safe. Please heed the warnings and advice from your local government on how to stay safe with the current issues around the world. Keep your good social distance from everyone, and please do get in touch with us if we can assist you in any way with your remote working of your users via a powerful intranet or digital workplace situations. So thank you very much for bearing with me. I hope that's been useful, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Thank you. Bye.